Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of BrobusCast. I am your host, BrobusCast, and with me today is ZDogg.
Life is full of disappointments for some people.
And we also have Richard.
Light bulb.
Uh,
There you go.
and we also have... No, I'm just kidding. No, we're dead. we're good.
Yeah,
It's just the three of us today.
Yeah.
Yep, we're flying solo. Is this gonna be a trend? We're gonna have one episode with a guest and then one not.
Maybe.
It's been like that so far. So
Don't jinx it.
I was gonna say, and then next time is Sam versus Judge, and then Billy will be on.
Oh God.
And that's going to be a Saber and ZDogg led episode, and BrobusCast is going to be playing Sonic Cross Worlds off in the background.
Hey, well, it's got to happen one of these days, okay? We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen this year. I don't know what. But
My original intro should have just been, regrettably, I could not get Will Ferrell or Steve Carell on as host for this podcast. I'm not a miracle worker.
I wonder if they'd be cool with it. I wonder if they know what death. I mean, they seem like chill people, and I'm
do.
Sure they've at least heard of Death Battle, right? It's pretty widespread. I don't know. That's
the three of us.
Anyways,
explain what that is.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a discussion for another day. Today's discussion, we have other stuff to talk about, don't we?
Indeed.
Yes, we do. We have an anime fight death battle.
Yes, we have an anime death battle. One that brought the boom.
Yes, explosions happened.
Explosion. Sorry.
So
They exploded my house.
How dare they? Anyway, we got Bakugo versus Reze.
Hell yeah, we do. And it was pretty solid, I gotta say.
ZDogg puts hand on shoulder. I hate to be a contrarian, but
Okay. I was hoping that would be different from the last. Damn it!
Damn.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ZDogg. I'm sorry. I tried. I really tried, but I kind of didn't like the episode.
Oh
Damn.
dear.
All right, well, this is going to be interesting.
You did it well. You know what's not going to be interesting? I know, great sell for our podcast. You know what's going to be very uninteresting? Us talking about the results, because, I mean, yeah, Bakugo won. What the hell did you expect?
Yeah.
Honestly.
It's totally not like that could have been seen from a mile away.
Yeah.
Nope. So wait a minute. Are y'all telling me that Moro animation lied to us? Is that what you're telling me?
Maybe.
Yes, Moro betrayed us. How dare he?
Not real anymore.
Unfortunate. But yeah, we got our third My Hero win in the span of a year, basically. Let's go. Unfortunately, it started a Chainsaw Man losing streak, guys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Q Makima and Reze on All Might's head saying, "Denji, it's your turn now."
Damn.
Yeah, kick Unidor's ass, Denji. Come on, I believe in you.
Damn.
Chainsaw Man's gotta get a W at some point, right?
It has to. I hope. I don't know with what though, because I mean, we can talk. Obviously, this is more in depth later, but I mean, I've heard Power Foo Fighters might be debatable, so maybe that. I don't know. As in Foo
Can only
Fighters,
hope.
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, but no, Chainsaw Man took the place of Bleach as being a series with 2 episodes and more than 2 episodes, or at least 2 episodes and 2 losses. It replaced, Ichigo got his win, but something had to take its place. Gosh dang it.
And the connection is that the 2 L's happen to be with the 2 girls that Denji had the biggest simp for.
Well,
So
Anyway.
also run, sweetie, if you ever get on the show. Anyway,
Denji has no chance on Death Battle. I'm just gonna put that out there.
well, shit.
No. Anyway,
Well,
before Proboscis
they also have
dies.
to. They also have to be a really shit person, to be fair.
That too. Yeah, that too. God, Denji, my
mean-
man. It's like you gotta up your standards, my guy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mean to be mean, but he should probably just get standards.
I mean, his wife shit enough as is. Don't rub it in.
Just saying, it's like if you had a nickel for every time the girl that he crushed hard on ended up in a death battle only to get shit stomped, you would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's just funny that it's happened twice.
Gosh dang it. All right. Well. Anyway.
Anyway, Reze lost. Are you shocked? I know I am.
Yeah, no, I mean, there was totally okay. So I'm just gonna say this right now. How was this a debate?
It's quite simple, actually. It wasn't.
Same brain cell.
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
at the end of the day, this fight was kind of. I mean, not to say that it isn't like a fun pairing, but it really was born off of like. Well, maybe not born, but it was picked up on off of agenda, and people rolled with it. And it just so happens that agenda was complete and total crap.
Yep.
So
No, for real.
Yeah.
I definitely did say this the last time. I wasn't a fan of this pairing just because, well, it was a Twitter thing, and I guess Death Battle just thought, well, I mean, hey, there could be something there. And I did not care for it. I don't know. I felt like this episode had some great ideas. Not to say it didn't have any, but at the end of the day, this matchup definitely did have that stink of it was more of a recency thing that people legit thought could be an interesting debate, but in reality, it's like, well, no, it's not.
Okay. I'm gonna be real with you. Nobody was in this for the debate.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say they were all in for the fight and the characters, really. So and the explode.
Yes, no, that's fair. That's fair. I guess to me, I always want a death battle that has a debate to it. I mean, yes, I know. Yes, this coming from the guy who had to rep 2 characters that lost back to back earlier this year wants some kind of debate in it, but I generally just want Death Battle to at least have something interesting to talk about, because I'll still be frank, I really wish it was Rexplode versus Bakugo, because then it would have still ended the same way, but on the one hand, it's like, it kind of has more of an interesting debate to me than this, because I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. And yeah, Brobuscus is right. I don't think anybody I don't want to be that I don't want to be that assumptuous and say that nobody wanted a good debate out of this. There had to be some people, but I wanted something to come out of the actual pairing instead of explosions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. It feels like it feels like a car dealership deal almost, where from a distance this looked like a very nice, impressive, good automobile to choose for your first car. But then when you actually get into it, you find out that they kind of just conned you, and you ended up paying for something that just barely has what you need for your everyday life in terms of travel. Like, it doesn't have that many good bells and whistles to it to make it a worthwhile purchase.
I don't know. I'll be honest. I do think there should be. I mean, it's like I said, like before. Like, I think having matchups that like appeal more to the casual crowd, like, you know, because like the casual crowd like didn't probably were like still like debating who would actually win. Like, of course, like us hardhead versus nerds would freaking like said, oh, Bakugo easy. But, you know, I'm sure there's like some people in the casual community who still thought Raze was going in. Heck, there was someone in my reaction who thought that, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It was pretty casual. So fucking
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, this is definitely a casual
You hit the
matchup.
nail right on the head, ZDogg.
And honestly, you know, as much as people love to shit on it, I honestly think this is something we need a little bit more of, especially since we are independent now.
Yeah.
Like something that appeals. I mean, not to say that like most of the matchups we've gotten before, like they didn't appeal to casuals in some way, but like, I don't know who the frick like. Oh, okay, aside from like us, right? Because like we voted for it, but like, who the frick cares about like Wily versus Tom or Geets versus Nero?
Yeah.
Like-
Granted, I do think there are matchups that kind of hit that middle ground. Like, they're more casual coded, but also have a bit more to talk about. In fact, I'd argue our next matchup
Yes.
is a bit of a case
Yes.
of that. Obviously, not
Yes.
jumping, not jumping too far ahead.
Yeah.
Not jumping too far ahead, but I do think that. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't mind having these every once in a while, honestly.
I'd say Cell versus Metal Sonic kind of functions as both a casual and a what's the word? A more
Versus
I-
Rainrot.
yeah.
Two very different terms.
Am I wrong?
No, you
you're
are not wrong. You are not wrong. But Cell versus Metal functions to both please a casual audience and a more hardcore invested audience. And yes, I know, and yes, I do agree. We need more casual episodes, but again, there has to be something there to grab onto for casuals. And
Oh sure, like I'm not saying let's put some Joe Schmo against some other Joe Schmo. Like let's not just go random here, but like this one at least has like something, right? It also kind of helps that like this is like the Bakugo match that, for lack of a better term, blew up. Since like Bakugo himself is kind of like in a weird state of like he's got a ton of matchups, no one can really agree on which one is the best one.
Yep.
Like
It's a damned if you do, a damned if you don't.
yeah.
So.
as
like-
is often the case, yes.
Yeah, like Richard, you brought up Rexplode, and like, okay, yeah, like connections, sure, debate, maybe, fight dynamic, what fight dynamic, that obviously Yang is another one, and no,
Yeah. We've seen Genos. I think I mentioned Genos.
Genos is another one, yeah.
And if we really, really wanted to appease to the casuals and of course to the man in our amongst the three of us, who suggested it. There is also Squidward.
Jesus.
That's
Anyway.
a ZDogg. That's a ZDogg coded casual fight right there. But no.
Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure. Okay, I'll say that right now and then move on. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I definitely think, like, I mean, we talked about this last time, but I definitely think people were being way too weird about it. It's whatever. Like, well, ultimately, like, yes, this is a casual fight. And yes, like, people will write it off as like, oh, this is just the researchers getting the easiest paycheck of their lives. And like, yeah. But what of it? But it's also like, even if all of that was true, which, I mean, okay, let me reword that, because all that is true. But even then, ultimately, the main reason this happened is because the crew wanted to do it. They thought it'd be fun to do.
Yes, and we've had that discussion before about the crew should be allowed to have freedom to do a matchup they really want to do, even if it comes at the cost of it not being something not everyone's going to be invested and cling on to.
Yeah. Like, ultimately for me anyway, I think I've commented on this before, but if I haven't, I'm gonna do it soon. I'm gonna do so now. You know, I'll throw myself under the bus. I used to be very hard on matchups when, like, basically the minute they're announced. I don't condone any of that. I regret all of it. Because ultimately, the main questions that I keep hearing that really piss me off are like, who asked for this? Why did they decide to do it? Like, why do this over this one, or why do it in this style or whatever? Like the question is why, and the answer is because they wanted to, and that's it. That's it. A and B, we're done.
Close the book.
It's actually funny. We brought up this guy before. We brought him up earlier, but I saw that very question, like the whole like who asked for this question asked about Genos versus War Machine.
Yeah.
And it's like, who asked for this? Probably someone on the crew asked for it.
I just said someone on the crew.
Yeah, and like, I'm sorry. Like, obviously, we're like, I'm not gonna say like we shouldn't feel any sort of entitlement. Like, obviously, I know that's a dangerous term, but hear me out.
Sure.
Like, okay, I think a lot of it is a lot of it is entitlement, and a lot of it is because of the Kickstarter. A lot of it is, we paid for the show to come back. So when something doesn't meet our viewpoint, please do ignore the fact that I'm saying our. Just let that one go. Just like, again, hear me out. If something doesn't align with our viewpoints and our interests, we are going to be loud about it. And like, that is true to an extent. Like, it is true. We did pay for this show to come back. We're entitled to quality. I should say that. If we pay for something and it's bad, then yeah, we are entitled to call that out. What we are not entitled to do is say this matchup that they want, that the people behind the show wanted to do, is garbage, so we're gonna write it off right out the gate.
And again, I feel like it's also important. Like, I get like disappointment, especially if you had another matchup for Bakio or Reze, like your most wanted. But like also, again, just wait till the episode comes out. Because they could do some really cool stuff with it. Like I keep saying, which I think they did with here. Like, and again, like I keep saying, if you're really that upset, just request for them to come back. Like,
True.
It may take a bit, or not. I don't know. But it's like I say that with Nolan and Deku appearing last year. You know what I say. You know what I mean. But just give it a chance. Give it an honest chance.
Yeah.
And if you dislike it, you dislike it. Sure. Just don't try not to be rude about it just because it's something you don't like.
And jumping into that, like from my side, like there were things about this episode that I don't like, and look, I'm gonna be blunt because I believe criticism is fair trade, but I'm not all about extreme criticism for the sake of being a jackass about it. Because Brobuscus is right. Yes, we did fund for Death Battle to come back, but what we funded wasn't to have the episodes that they would ask us, do we like, should we do it? No, we funded the entire show, and that's that. Whether or not they do episodes that will catch our public interest is entirely up to our taste. And, that being said, just because I didn't like this episode, and and really this is kind of a giant spoiler alert, this is probably going to go somewhere in my bottom tier ranking for this year, because I just did not like it. I tried, but I didn't like it. But that being said, I still enjoyed what they did, and I understand that they put their heart and soul and passion into making it. It's okay. I know I just used a car analogy. Now I'm immediately back to the restaurant analogy. But it's like if somebody prepared a meal for me. It's not what I ordered, but they give it to me as like, well, just let us know what you think. Like maybe this is something we could roll out. What do you think? Because we're trying to catch on with what's going on in the trend. And I try it. I'm honest about it. I don't like it. However, I appreciate the ingredients, the way they prepared it. It's just not my palate of taste. And then I move on. But I still come back to that restaurant because I know 9 times out of 10, they're going to give me good quality food.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Death Battle in a nutshell. Like, we're going to keep coming back even if the episode, is not what we wanted or asked for.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, then, hey, you can leave the fucking restaurant.
I was going to say,
True.
You can get out.
Yeah, you can get out.
You don't have to stay here or here, or whatever the analogy is.
I do love, I haven't seen it for this episode, but just in general, this like idea of like, wow, you did a thing I didn't like. You're gonna lose. I'm gonna be a bitch about it, and you're gonna lose a subscriber. And I'm just gonna sit here like, all right, see ya. Like,
all right.
like, it's like I'm gonna lose a subscriber. Like, you're gonna lose a subscriber. Oh no, whatever. Like, we have what is this channel at right now? Like almost 6 million subscribers, or no, more than that.
Yeah.
Almost 7.
Yeah, almost 7.
Almost 7. Oh no, you lost one single.
You
person
lost one single
channel.
subscriber.
Oh.
Whatever shall we do?
Well, come back. We'll do whatever you want. Just moving on from it.
Okay, it's almost 6.5. Just so you know.
Yeah. Fair enough. But either way, just moving on to the actual episode. Okay, so the conclusion was actually, to no one's surprise, again, the conclusion was pretty much standard, although there was one thing I disagreed with. One thing I disagreed with the conclusion.
What was that?
I did not agree with giving Reze the quote-unquote stamina advantage.
Okay, well.
I've said this on my friends the Methley Cruise channel, so I don't want to kind of repeat myself. I don't like repeating myself, but what I will say is that I do not agree with, number one, I don't agree with them calling it the stamina section. I think it should have been the survivability section, because realistically that was what they were trying to ultimately pin and nail down, that if this was a battle of survivability, even if it's not a good healing factor, but it's still a healing factor nonetheless, Reze takes it. I think that they should have had the stamina section be a draw. I do not agree with Reze getting a solo category win, because if fucking if fucking Yusuke and Ruby can tie in categories, I don't see why Bakugo and Reze couldn't for this one.
That I don't see the correlation, but okay. I'll let that one go. I mean, I don't know. I'm not equipped to comment about that, but their explanation made sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, I get what they were going for. Obviously, I don't agree, but again, that's the whole. We talked about the category thing, like a few times this year already. Like whatever. Like
yeah.
They also made an addendum afterwards, like saying, like, oh, that really wouldn't matter. Which I mean, yeah.
Which is part of my criticism too. Again, I'm not going to go too into it because I want us to go as smoothly as possible. But all I will say is that I genuinely think that they should have just had it be a tie. Or realistically, they really should have just, as they continue to do, by the way, in the next category, they pretty much proved that Reze winning the quote-unquote stamina advantage was kind of superfluous and pointless in the grand scheme of things, because Bakugo already took the speed category, and he already dominated the power category. So realistically, their explanation of if this was to come down to a battle of attrition, Bakugo would lose, but everything in their statement kind of pretty much countered that. So it's almost like they were really trying to give Reze a point, even if they ultimately would prove that it's not even a point that they believe would matter.
Well, I mean, a point is a point, so I think I'm all right with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like if I mean, they don't go like into everything during like the pre-analysis stuff. So I feel like people might be like I feel like people might not immediately realize how much of a gap there is between them in power. At the same time, I don't really think a 5 time. Like, I mean, granted, this is not counting Bakugo's fight with like All for One, but they commented that like at their peak, at their best with their numbers, with the numbers they give, Bakugo was only like 5 times stronger, which is like notable, right? But
yeah,
I wouldn't say that's dominating by any means. So I feel like people might not immediately recognize that Bakugo is that much stronger. So having Bakugo take speed, but Reze take stamina is like, oh, okay, so it comes down to this one last thing. Because like if Bakugo was only like as strong as Reze, then Reze's stamina, like even with superior speed, Reze's stamina could still be like a really big problem, especially since she has quite a potent regenerative healing factor. Bakugo doesn't have a regenerative healing factor at all. So,
yes. And again, on paper, that I can understand on paper how that would be good. It's just, again, the way they went about it, and then when you really stopped, and again, this goes back to this episode kind of doesn't have an actual debate to it, even though they're trying to put one there. Because they even say that, okay, well, here's the thing, speed-wise, okay, the best way to phrase it is that even if we give Reze 1 point, it's again, it does not matter because there's never going to be a scenario where she is going to outlast Bakugo because he's going to be way too fast for her, and ultimately he is going to have too much power that she just cannot handle, and they themselves do go on to say that, oh, her healing factor is not perfect. I mean, she had to drink a copious amount of blood just to keep up with Denji, excuse me, and I feel like that would have just been the same thing she would have been doing with Bakugo. So therefore, it's like, okay, yeah, you have a neat little healing factor, but it's not even a healing factor that is just going to keep granting you more stamina as the fight progresses. No, it's a healing factor out of necessity. You need to keep feeling. It's like Dante's healing factor. The more energy he has, the more potent it is, but the less energy, or in this case, the less blood that Reze has, the less potent and less effective it's gonna be. So that really is my main criticism with this episode in terms of how they were trying to present, justifying giving some type of tiny win for Reze. I feel like it should have just been a draw, and it should not have been about stamina, it's about survivability.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm not at liberty to discuss that. This fight is not my field, so
and that's fair.
I just watch. I just watch, and if it makes sense, then great.
Yeah. As a fan of both, I didn't really mind it. So, but
although I will say, I did notice a math error.
Error, you say?
They said that Bakugo's speed was over 1,000 times better than Reze's. It's like Mach 800,000 versus Mach 500. That's like over 100,000 times. That's over 100,000 times gap.
Whoopsie.
So, oops. I mean, irrelevant, right? But like,
the speed advantage regardless. But
yeah. I don't know if that was just like a slip in the script, or communication error. I don't know. I don't know, and I don't care. I just thought I'd bring it up because I think it's a little funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, there you go.
Exactly.
But yeah, that aside, I think the result makes sense. I mean, there really wasn't much. Yeah. I mean, if we really wanted to be like as accurate as possible, you really could have just said, Bakugo's stronger, he wins, and left it at that.
Yeah.
But that's boring. So why would you do that?
Yeah.
That's not interesting. Well, okay, I'll tell you what isn't boring, and I kind of feel like a lot of people be griping too hard on these, which is kind of ironic because I just said I don't like this episode, but hey, shut up. These analyses for Bakugo and Reze, they pretty good.
They do be pretty good, yeah.
I'm very happy. Well, first of all, I will say I do like Boomstick hyping up Bakugo. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but
I don't mind.
I don't know.
I don't care.
I didn't mind it.
I do kind of agree with the complaint that they probably should have gone into Bakugo's faults a little bit more.
Sure, yeah.
Because the way they treat it is like, okay, so he's a snot-nosed little brat at times, but he's still pretty freaking cool. And it's like, it's like,
right.
Okay. I get it. I especially get it from Boomstick because, like, big explosions. He likes the big explosions. I respect that. But I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't expect them to just outright say, "Hey, remember that time in the first episode where Bakugo told Deku to jump off a bridge or something?"
Exactly. I do agree with you.
Like, honestly, I don't expect them to just outright say that, but I think they kind of downplay how kind of messed up Bakugo's bullying was.
Yeah.
And I feel like they could have, like, I do appreciate what they were going for. You know, trying to, like, they were hyping him up as, like, you know, he has that, like, main character energy. He thinks he's the protagonist. Everyone around him thinks he's the protagonist. But then he's not the protagonist, and he's kind of a little bitch about it. You know, apologies for the bluntness, but hey, am I wrong?
No, you're not. No, you're not.
No, I appreciate the angle. I know a lot of people when the preview came out, people were like, "Oh, they went into his powers right away," and I'm like, I mean,
yeah.
And I'm like, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I do want to you know, to add on to what you're saying, I do want, or I guess I wanted them to cover Bakugo's character because this is the guy, like this is the, like, just getting real here for a second. You're listening to the guy who for years tried to convince his best friend, his British best friend, who is on another podcast, that Bakugo as a character did improve, he did grow, and that said British best friend kind of didn't believe me because he had already chosen, understandably so, to write Bakugo off as a character. And so what I was wanting this episode to do is to cover Bakugo's whole character and really address the faults and not just treat them as, oh, you know, he started off as that, but he got better. Like, I don't want that short and simple side brush to just be like, oh, well, yeah, he did some bad things, but look, explosions! I don't like that because these characters are being introduced potentially to the first time to somebody who has never seen MHA, which is crazy, by the way, if this was your first introduction to MHA.
Where have you been? Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. If you go into this episode and you just take their word for it and then you watch the episode, you're probably going to be surprised on how, wow, there was a lot of stuff they did not cover. Because, again, you need to sell the character to somebody. You need to accurately represent that they are not perfect, especially when you have somebody like Bakugo, who started off at the very bottom of people's favorite character list, and eventually, am I wrong?
No. I mean, it could be worse. You could be Mineta.
Oh God.
His only redeeming quality is that he is better than Mineta, and the fact that Koshima was literally his best friend who was able to actually, I know I probably fucked up the pronunciation, but, you know, hey, what else is new? Anyway, the fact that he had a friend to ground him, like, that should have been addressed. Because, again, still to this day, my favorite moment of Bakugo is when that he has to be rescued, but Deku says that it can't be him that rescues Bakugo because he knows if he does that, it's just gonna piss Bakugo off and he's gonna become over emotional. So that is why the person who is actually friends with him was charged with actually being the one to grab on and rescue him away from Shigaraki and his group. Like, there's something there, is what I'm saying, and I really wish that that would have been addressed, because, again, Bakugo is not just a two-dimensional character, he really does have good layers to him, and I only feel like we just barely got that, which is kind of insane, because Deku has been on twice, and we don't even need to be told how his character is, because, again, we know it. We know what kind of a passionate character he is. So, yeah, Bakugo kind of needed that. I do agree.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That said, other than all that, his analysis is solid.
Yeah. I was gonna say I do like okay, yes, maybe the negative parts could have been pushed upon, but I don't know. I do think the rest of his character, like the shit he went throughout his time at UA was covered very well.
Yeah.
Again, his relationship with Deku.
It was.
I am happy, especially as someone who wanted to portray that myself when I did the opening statement last time.
Mm-hmm.
I am happy, and I hope that it got more people into the fact that, like, oh yeah, he did get a lot better, didn't he?
To be fair, to be fair to Bakugo, look at me actually jumping to his defense. I'll go and say I'm not Bakugo's biggest fan either. But to be fair, even from the very beginning, he wasn't like a huge piece of shit. He was an asshole, but
he wasn't.
He wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't going around like freaking murdering people for the hell of it. My Hero does draw the line between hero and villain, and obviously Bakugo is kind of like a weird case because like he sure acts like he crosses that line, but he doesn't.
Might think the villain. I think the League of Villains.
Again, that's what I'm saying. It's like even the League of Villains were like, "Hey, you should join us." I mean, think about it. But the fact that he said no, go screw yourselves, that just showed how much of a good character was really there. That I think a lot of people, again, all right, I'm just gonna fucking say it. If we can let Vegeta, of all people, allowed to grow as a character, despite the fact that he murdered innocent people back in his day. 2, he literally had no problems with killing a kid. And C, and most important of all, he was the biggest fucking asshole on the planet. But we can let that slide because, he's likable now. Again, it's a double standard is what I'm saying. Bakugo
I'd bring
really
up Omni-Man as well.
Yeah, even Omni-Man. Yeah, more recently. It's like if characters like that are allowed to grow, then why not Bakugo? Because it's like Bro's saying, Bakugo's not he may be an asshole, but and I guess what ZDogg was also trying to say to just kind of put it out there. Everybody was kind of if you go into Bakugo's character, you kind of are under the impression that he's almost on the verge of being an anti-hero, but he doesn't cross that line of being an anti-hero. He still manages to pull himself back from the edge and represent the heroics that he wanted to be. So, again, there is something to latch onto there.
Yeah.
And I do think it's unjustifiably unfair for people to just immediately dog on him by saying, his whole shtick is he just yells and calls Deku a fucking idiot. No, again, there's a reason for it, damn it. I'm kind of sick of people just seeing him and what's the word? They're literally profiling him, and I don't like that.
Yeah, welcome to being My Hero fan.
You have now been initiated. Sorry. Anyway.
No.
I will say, I know people clown on it, but I'm going to assume we're moving on.
Well, okay. I do want to say one more thing about Bakugo's analysis. Actually, is that
it was still on his analysis, but
okay, go on. Go on then.
I know people clown on it, being like, "Wow, we're doing this now of all times," but I do appreciate. Is this what you were going to say?
Yeah, they actually go into the explanation of tons of TNT.
Yes.
In an episode. I'm very happy they did that. And of all the episodes, I guess this is the most appropriate.
Yeah, I mean, it is literally their shtick. So yeah.
Exactly.
It's kind of their thing.
Kind of. Yeah.
I think some people. I never timed the analyses themselves. see which one is longer. But I think I remember seeing some people claim like if they were going to do this, they should have done it in Reze's analysis because I guess Reze's felt shorter. But like, of course, first of all, of course it felt shorter.
I was gonna say she
Reze
only has like 14 chapters.
Yeah.
Compared to the like
God
300
forbid.
chapters.
Yeah.
But at the same time, from my perspective, it happening in Bakugo's like more so just because he's the first one they're talking about. It was like, okay, like we spent all like I feel like it would have been clowned on even more had it been like, okay, we're gonna go this whole time, we're gonna go through all of Bakugo's stuff, not talk about it once, and then we go into Reze, and now by the end of Reze's analysis, by about the 10-minute mark of the episode, now we're gonna talk about what a ton of TNT is.
Yeah.
Because
that would have been a bit weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because like it's already being clowned on that like this happened after more than 200 episodes, but it's like I don't know. This was kind of like I mean, I guess maybe an explanation earlier, when they started like really using it more often, probably would have been nice. But like I really struggle to think of any other place they could have. Yeah. They could have talked about it.
I mean,
what did you expect them? Where did you expect them to talk about it? Ash versus Yugi?
Yeah,
exactly. Plus, I mean, like I said, with this being a very casual coded matchup, and potentially getting a lot of new viewers into the series, I do think again, this newcomers to the show learning like how they do things is very well.
Yes.
Yes, it almost feels like this is an introductory episode to casuals.
Yeah. Like I do think it's important to remember that I say almost, probably every episode of the show is someone's first. Now, is this me saying we need to get an explanation of tons of TNT in every single episode? No.
No.
But
then people would complain about it like the boomstick dad jokes. Anyway.
Exactly.
God, please no. I'm PTSD. God.
But no, I appreciate it. I think it's fine. I think it fits where it fits. And I appreciate all of the little sneaks they decided to put in there. You are not missing me with that Crash Bandicoot sneak. I see you.
Yep.
I see your game and I'm playing it.
Raise you. I do. Okay, so I guess just real quick, jumping a little ahead to Reze's, I thought it was just funny how people do complain that if her analysis is shorter than Bakugo's. I find that funny because I felt like for how short it was, I still got some decent mileage out of it. Same thing with Bakugo's. It's like I didn't feel like these episodes were really missing anything in terms of the rundowns.
Nah.
Yeah.
Also, it was DJ. DJ, I see you.
So Crash versus Spyro rematch when DJ. Hashtag get BrobusCast, a cameo in that episode. Anyway.
One day.
One day. I don't know. I kind of feel like this definitely. I think we kind of hit the nail on the head with this. This episode definitely felt like it was a good introductory episode. Excuse me, a good introductory episode to somebody who's never seen Death Battle before, but they know of these characters. So I do think the explaining of the tons of TNT, the going over the characters and what little flaws they have, but also kind of ending it off with something that's both morbid and cheery. My only complaint I have is that I think the explosion bit in Bakugo's analysis with Boomstick, just saying his name over and over and over again, that did get a little tiring.
Mm-hmm. I'll give you that. It can be. Honestly, what I kind of, in hindsight, my one thing with the analysis is that
Sorry,
I kind of wish. Did you find something?
I'm reading this episode's wiki page. I just saw something funny. But we've already moved on. I don't know.
Okay, well,
I want to go back. Okay, screw it. I want to go back to the Tons of TNT chart. With the Crash Bandicoot overlay. Apparently, overlaid on top of that is a clip of Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong transporting a TNT barrel.
What are you trying to do, DJ? What are you trying to say?
Subtle foreshadowing, I see.
Son of a bitch. Anyway.
But yeah, anyway, as I was trying to say, I kind of wish that they would have done a thing where Wiz hypes up Reze a little bit more to kind of play into the whole origin of this matchup being like, your agenda matchup.
True.
And, like Wiz, I don't know, with how much Boomstick hypes up Bakugo, having Wiz hype up Reze a little more in her analysis, I think that would have been nice.
Really, I can agree to that. That would have been, and then it would have just made it more. Okay, spoiler alert. We're jumping way back ahead to the previous conclusion analyses, but it would have made Wiz's crash out on Boomstick more understandable. Like again, Boomstick just saying boom, 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 and then Wiz just saying just shut up. Like almost like he wanted to kill Boomstick because his preferred character lost. I do wish they would do that because it has been a minute since they did that, where they had both the host be invested in the characters, a la Raiden versus Excalibur, and and I just made all three of us feel old. You're welcome. Anyway, I would have liked to have seen that, but then again, what is that?
To be fair, Wiz's crash out is probably because Boomstick was referencing some meme.
The freaking father and son duo.
Well, at least it wasn't the 6-7 meme.
True.
Yeah, well, please, for the love of everything, don't reference that. I swear.
Yeah.
The episode will get an automatic. Yeah, the episode will get an automatic 5 out of 10 if it does. If they do.
But yeah. Regardless of that, I do. Like I said, I think Rez's was pretty nice. Again, like with how little they had to cover, I feel like it's a lot more compact. But what they covered, like covering her whole thing about connecting with Denji, I thought that was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a nice little package.
It is. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I do at least appreciate in Rez's case, she does go through she has moments of okay, I guess what I'm trying to say is they don't sugarcoat what kind of a person she is. Yes, okay, sure, she did hesitate to kill Denji, and yes. By the end, there was actually probably something there. She is still A, Soviet assassin, B, a literal exploding devil, and C, a psycho mass murderer. Okay, there's sympathy, and then there's this.
Give a damn how. Well, I don't give a damn how seductive or innocent you're trying to come off as. You ain't getting my sympathy.
Yeah. No.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I will also say though, I did laugh at them making a coughing baby hydrogen bomb joke with the Typhoon Devil.
I mean, I guess if you have a devil that looks like that, then fine.
Yeah.
I just hope
I didn't
to.
know.
You know what? I will accept this one. I just hope to never hear it again.
Denji versus Yuji happens, so you have to hear it again.
Nah.
I mean, this one at least makes sense because, like, you have a devil that looks like that, and then you have Reze, who is literally all about bombs. So,
Yeah.
you know what? Fine. Fair enough, I suppose. Like, it all lines up. So, all right, I will let this one go. I just hate the comparison so much, and I hope to never hear it referenced on the show again.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Other than all that, yeah, this analysis was solid.
Yeah. Yeah. I give the claps to whoever wrote it.
Yeah.
You did good.
Yeah, give you credit.
1 sec. I will check to answer your question. It was Liam.
Liam. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Good job, Liam.
Good job, Liam.
At bare minimum, what you can't deny is that at the very least, they did the best that they could for a character with as little material as Reze.
I can agree to that. I mean, yeah. I think this episode was just made because they wanted to cash in on the hype train that was surrounding it on Twitter. But with what they had to work with, I thought it was good. And hey, I mean, I'll take it. It's not my favorite. I don't think it's ever going to be as good as Makima's analyses in Gojo versus Makima, but this was pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I approve as a fan of both series and characters. So
There you go.
I don't know how much what else to say beyond what we've already said. So. All right, so that means fight time, though.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, if a fan of both series approves, then you did something right. As far as I'm concerned.
And you know what else? And you know what else I personally approve of? That fight, though.
That fight, though.
Okay. Okay. Well, I will say with an asterisk.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. Regardless of how you feel about the episode, regardless of how you feel about the fight, I think it should, I don't know if it does, but it should go without saying that the work that went into this animation from Origin, Annie, Project Alpha, as well as new animator, potentially familiar name among the community, goes by Levitation or Levi.
Levi,
yeah, that's it. Yeah, I know of his work. Good to have him back.
Honestly, it makes me really happy to see him make it on the show, especially with how excited he was. And even watching his video about his reaction to this episode, like, I'm happy.
Anyway,
I'm sorry. Why did I say good to have you back? Anyway, good job on you, Levi. I'm so happy you got to make it onto the show, brother. His reactions are amazing. So are his animations.
Yes.
Yeah. And dare I say, I'd say this is a perfect introduction to him.
Yeah.
Get it.
That was last episode, dude.
No, never mind.
Anyway,
you see his channel.
I get it. Never mind.
Yeah.
You get it, now. See.
Anyway, what I was going to say is that I think regardless of how you feel about this episode, the work that went into this animation, I think, shouldn't be understated.
Yeah. I was gonna say with how many people working on it, and
in fact, I'm gonna go out and say it. When it comes to sprite episodes, at the very least, this might be. I don't know how much of a hot take this is gonna be. This might be one of the most well animated and arguably, I don't know if I would say it's the most, but one of the most well choreographed that we've gotten in a long time.
Yeah. That should be argument.
Okay. Well, here's a hot take for me. Ichigo versus Yusuke is still better. I'm sorry. I do want to. Okay, real quick. Want to echo what Bro said. Even if I don't like this episode, and when I say the episode, I did mean everything. That being said, I do agree. I can't deny that the talent on this is great. I'm so happy that the crew, for what they were able to do, because again, I know a lot of people immediately jumped the gun and just assumed Moro would be working on this because Moro works on the My Hero fights, and he even made a slander he even made a troll slander video on this particular matchup that everybody for some reason took seriously and thought that this was confirmation that, number one, this was going to be an episode down the line on Death Battle, and number two, that Moro was working on it. You're all stupid. That was never the purpose. Anyway, but I appreciate the talent that the animators did. It's just I'm gonna be honest. Look, I'll be nice. I'll even give a cold take. I actually think that this is better. This animation, as I take it as it is, I think it's better than Miles versus Deku. Here's a gun. Feel free to try and shoot me. There's like one bullet in there, so whether or not you hit me, that's entirely dependent on the aim. But I don't know. I feel like this episode only was a fight in the beginning, and then the rest it was just, and then shit happened in the episode, which kind of goes back into what we were saying about this being a casual episode, because even the animation kind of feels like it's more towards a casual viewing rather than the hardcore. Yes, you can put my tombstone down. I see it. Thank you. I'm sorry. I've watched this animation multiple times. Other than one specific moment, I can't even remember what happens, and I've rewatched it, as I said, more than 4 times. So, yeah.
I guess I'll say, like, my problem is kind of what Richard says is that, okay, I really, obviously I said I really enjoy the animation, and I think it's about as perfect. Okay, even when we're not talking about that episode, I can't skip the word. I think it's about as good as you're gonna do with a fight script with the episode.
Mm-hmm.
I do think, admittedly, it does lead to the fight feeling a bit shorter, even though it is the standard 3 minutes of an episode normally is that it does lead to it feeling shorter, even though it's not really. Like I said, I do enjoy the content within those 3 minutes. But, yeah, I don't know. It unfortunately leads to it feeling a bit lopsided. But again, yeah. I enjoyed most of what was in that, regardless. So I'm not complaining.
Yeah, and again, when BrobusCast said this, probably in his opinion, had some of the best choreography sprite-wise to date. I kind of had to do a double take on that because I'm trying to remember what choreography is even in this animation. Because okay. When I think of choreography, I don't want to be that guy, but when I think of choreography, I think of, good hand-to-hand combat, something that's, fast, very easy to see, some good licks that are thrown in, all that kind of stuff that when you throw hands. But this, on the other hand, no, not trying to sound like a broken record. This, on the other side, though, it's just characters flying around and explosions. The only time they actually stop and try to do choreography is in the building section, which again, that's a pretty cool moment. Other than that, that's all I remember. Like the whole head being shot off, and then Bakugo just saying, "Oh damn! Oh damn!" that moment was like, okay, that's a good moment. I like that.
Yeah,
but then
that is one of the things I wanted in this episode most. So thank you very much.
so it's like I liked that moment, but other than that, I'm like, okay, I again, BrobusCast, when you said that, I was like,
I know what I said.
I know you know what you said, but I'm trying to remember what choreography are you referring to is what I'm trying to remember.
Okay.
To justify that.
I immediately see the problem is that you view choreography as hand to hand. That's not what I mean.
Or even sword, like
whatever, close quarter stuff. That's not what I mean.
Yes, close quarter stuff. Yes, okay.
That's not what I mean. That is part of choreography, yeah. But choreography could literally mean anything. It could mean how the characters move. It could be how they fight. Like Bakugo and Reze are not. I mean, Bakugo is a close quarters fighter, yeah, but he's not like, well, maybe not usually anyway. He's not throwing hands. Like he's throwing explosions, and Reze is actually quite literally throwing explosions. So yeah, like they're flying around, causing kabooms. Like it may seem simple, and to an extent, it is.
Yeah.
But that, yeah.
Yeah. I will say, I mean, I feel like with Bakugo especially, you've got to get some moments of him flying around, like propelling himself. And I do think this animation did that extremely well, especially with the beginning and end. Like the aerial fight at the beginning, I think was like no notes there. Like that, like it looks really good. Again, them flying around is great. The shot of them falling upside down, and you can see, falling upside down. You see all the upright buildings in the background, like that. Like that's good. That's good shit. And also,
yes.
shout out to the dialogue there. Better villains than you have tried, lady. You tell your boss that after I send you back in a coffin. And then Reze.
How would I tell them that if I was already dead?
Yeah, that's a good interaction. I like that.
Yes.
That's some good shit.
Okay, so I don't want to. I don't want to.
Everything is. Everything is thought of. Everything nothing. There's nothing that's going on here that makes either one look stupid.
No, of course.
Like everything, both of their moves are carefully thought out. Carefully, maybe not like super carefully planned. Like I don't know, maybe Reze having trouble causing an explosion with her being in a misty location might seem like an accident, but Bakugo made it work.
Yes. Okay, but yes, I have a very narrow-minded view of the term choreography and what I want, but I think that's just because and even though I just said I think this is slightly better than Miles Deku, that doesn't mean that there isn't a pattern to be sought there. Is that I don't like. Okay, I'm just gonna be real. I don't like animations that mostly have the characters just flying around and there's little to nothing going on. It's just them flying around. Like, okay, example, like I don't want to make it seem like, I don't like characters flying around and doing shit at all, because no, that's bullshit. I do. Like Goku versus Superman 3, for example. The characters were in aerial combat, but the fact is there were things going on that wasn't just them swinging or flying around aimlessly just to show off how beautiful the background is, or just show them doing things. Like, there's actual movement, there's actually something going on there to make it feel like it's a fight. And here, I think my problem is that, and again, this is probably why I don't like this matchup, is they're just boom, boom, pow, pow, boom, boom, pow, pow. It's very much explosions and nothing else, and therefore, I feel like, okay, well, I can watch this. Like, I can literally just rewatch Miles Deku. I can watch Spider-Man fights. Like, there are things with this type of choreography going on that I could watch, but what I want to see is I want to see something interesting happen, and the only thing I get is that Bakugo uses obviously Bakugo in a desperation, he uses his sweat to ignite the water tank so that way it cuts off Reise's explosions, and he's able to use the howitzer maneuver. And by the way, just want to say, Nemesis, look harder, because I saw him and other people say, oh, that's not even the real move because he didn't do the little spin. No, he did the spin. It was just going so fast you could barely see it, probably because of how the animators animated it, but regardless, Did
they look away every time they watched it? I'm sorry, maybe I shouldn't be mean, but
the complaint is that it wasn't the move that Bakugo said it was, because he didn't do the spin, even though
he absolutely did the spin.
Yes, exactly. I was like, no, he did the spin. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not trying to turn this into a roast Nemesis podcast, but my point is, my general point is that stuff happened that didn't have that much substance for me to latch onto, and I didn't like it. I really feel like this episode needed more on the ground moments because Bakugo may not throw hands all the time, but he is capable of fighting on the ground. That's what I'm trying to say, is I want more on the ground fights. I want to see both of these two actually lock in and do some cool shit on ground level instead of flying in the sky, because that's fun, that's very nice, but that just means that the animation is just going in a very roundabout way that just makes it hard for me to even remember what the frig happened, other than, again, explosions.
Well,
I would like to say, I feel, I don't know, maybe this is a personal thing. I feel like doing this with, I don't know, because like I said, like I feel like that aerial combat is like what Bakugo is like. Again, it's what he's most known for.
Yeah.
In my tier, obviously he has moments on the ground, but obviously you remember him because in fights you remember him because he's flying around all over the place, going zip zap zippity bop or whatever, in the air. So like I said, maybe you could have done more with the ground stuff than what they did in this episode, but like I honestly think with what they do in on ground level once after the howitzer impact moment is really good. Again, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this last time. Me and Kodo did. This is kind of one of the main things I wanted from this matchup on ground level is playing around with the civilian.
Oh yeah, I love the civilian.
I absolutely love. I was gonna say, like I said, again, playing into first of all, reset. Having this be the only appearance of Reise's human form, I think is brilliant because obviously, it lets her disappear in plain sight and then surprise attack her. But then also, you have the moment where she's killing every civilian, which I've seen people say she's out of character. No, not really. Have you seen? She kills without. She kills without reason. She's an assassin. Whatever.
I definitely think people throw around. I will say this. It's not just for this episode, but just in general. Yeah. I definitely think people throw out the term out of character, as if it was a buzzword.
Yeah. But
they don't know what the damn meaning of the word means, because are you really going to tell me that an assassin?
Yes. Oh.
An assassin doesn't kill people. Yes.
Did we lose him or? Richard, you still here? I think we lost him.
Okay. Well, I guess should I go back to my previous point?
No, please go. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Okay, sorry. You cut out there for a second, so we didn't hear you.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I was just saying, yeah, you guys kind of, I lost touch with you guys a little bit too. Okay, what I was saying was that real quick, and sorry guys that there were technical problems. What I was saying is that I don't know shit about Reze other than what this episode gave to me, but why would it be out of character for her to kill people? That's like saying it's out of character for Perfect Cell to just destroy random ass fleets of ships.
Yeah, but well, regardless of that, like again, and it gave me like the whole thing of like Bakugo saying like Bakugo wanted to protect them, like leave them out of this. Like, yeah, that is like again, it was one of my main hopes for this episode dynamically, and I think they pulled it off perfectly.
Yeah.
But
yes,
and I mean,
exactly.
Maybe you could have incorporated the AP shot where he doesn't harm civilians trying to hit Reze. Maybe. But again, I don't know. I think it fits in really well.
Yeah.
And also her transformation back into the Bomb Devil in the shot mimicking the Reze movie, like boom. Yeah. Yes.
No, that was good. Like, also, okay, real quick, I want to look at me defending this animation, even though I'm being a contrarian. I think people need to chill the hell out on this episode's animation switch-up styles. Like, yes, by the way, if you are not tuned in, there were some reactions and some people criticizing the fact that this episode's animation couldn't stay consistent. I'm
okay.
like,
it's almost as if different animators worked on it. Weird that.
Yeah, I know. Shocker. Like, okay, I won't lie. The only thing I will say about this is I kind of agree with the shots inside the building not being as clean as everything else, but like they still look good. I still think they look cool, even if it's not. If it's different, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't mind the shifts. I mean, the shifts are pretty good, and again, I just feel like if you're going to criticize this animation, actually find something to criticize. Stop picking things out that are nitpicks, for God's sakes. Because that's my only criticism with this animation. And spoiler alert, I don't even put that on the animators because the animators actually did a great job going over what the script and the storyboards did. It just feels like maybe that's just it. Maybe this episode just kind of feels like, again, it's too casual for my liking, and two, it just felt like it was a checklist episode. Like it needed to check off certain things that they obviously had to do, and that's it, because you even have the moment where you get the explosion, the triple explosion with Bakugo inside of it, and his heart restarts.
Gorgeous, by the way.
It does look gorgeous. It does look gorgeous. It does look gorgeous. Now, my only complaint about that is like, okay, so why is Bakugo not screaming in pain? Is that supposed to hurt him? Is that not supposed to hurt him? Or even?
Well, he might be unconscious.
Well, okay, yeah. Which in that case, it's literally that Simpsons meme of stop, he's already. And then boom, all you did was you just brought him back to life. Way to go, dumbass.
Yeah.
But hey, no, and no lie, the last thing that the other thing I'm going to praise about this animation, again, look at me, character development faster than Bakugo.
That's crazy. Anyway.
The last thing I want to really hype up is that giving us a 360 tracking shot for the kill shot. Holy crap, that's fucking cool. Good job.
Gosh, that was so really sick as the kill. Like, my goodness.
If I had to do a weed and just pick out a favorite moment, of this episode, it's the kill shot. It's definitely the kill shot. Also, the fact that we got Wally West reference and Conquest.
Okay.
No. Pause. Go ahead, bro.
Okay.
You probably were gonna say it before I did.
Yeah, the Conquest thing was definitely a coincidence. Like, there's no way. There's no way.
Yes, no. So, fun fact: John Mitchell literally went to his there's a name that we haven't heard in a long time. Anyway, John Mitchell went to his Twitter and said that while he was working on this episode, that pose that he had Bakugo do was just accidental. He made nothing of it. And then much later on, Conquest does the exact same pose in the season 4 of Invincible.
Yeah,
Or I'm sorry, the season.
That episode that Conquest does that came out like days before this did. It's like there's no way they went through the effort of being like, hey, that pose was really cool, let's replicate it and like change whatever else we had to we have to change about about the fight choreography going on already. It's like, no, there's no shot.
No shot. Yeah, no. But it was fucking cool. Like,
it was cool. So who cares?
Yeah, no. And here, to wrap up my character development on this animation, I'm just gonna say it. I even said this live. I think that the kill shot is better than Yusuke versus Ichigo's.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. There, you can put the gun down. You can throw away the tombstone, people. Just there. I admitted I liked something about the animation. Cool your jets.
There you go. All right. Well, okay. I would like to backtrack a little though, if you don't mind, like to before, because like I said, I think the build up. Okay. Well, first of all, I want to say I fucking called it. I mentioned, if you saw last time, when mentioning how does Bakugo around Reze's regeneration, I mentioned get sweat in her mouth. Yeah, I know that's gross. Shut up. I mentioned ingest his sweat, and then what happens in the episode when Reze drinks Bakugo's blood, she gets his sweat. Like, oh my, that feels good. Like, calling something like that in the animation, like, oh, that feels fucking good.
Look at that. The bros are 2 for 2 right now with calling shit that actually ends up in the animation. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
BrobusCast, call something about the next time so we can go for a hat trick.
We'll get there. Oh my god.
No, but keep going, man. Keep going. This is your moment.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So again, not only do I think that like really proud about calling that, but man, like I think that is a very clever way to set up into the finishing blow. And gosh, I love like with Reze's apron exploding, and again, Bakugo doing blasting towards her, and all those shots of him having a ball and him laughing is just so freaking good. Like, it looks amazing, especially the hand-drawn shot of him smiling at the camera. Like, man, that's good. I freaking adore that moment. And then Richard said, like that leading up into the death of him dragging Reze across the city in a building spanning shot looks incredible. The kill shot, again, regardless of the coincidences with Invincible, that shot looks hype as hell, especially with all the glowing colors, and it ending with the fireworks is just that I give claps for that.
Yeah,
like
I
understand.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Like, I understand this fight not like maybe leaving a little bit to be desired in some places, but man, I think, like I said, I think it is satisfying as a fan of both, and like it's about, well, maybe you could have done some more. I think it's about as good as you're gonna get for a fight script of this matchup, at least fitting in the 3-minute fight time. And I am personally pleased with everything going on, so I could not be happier.
Okay, look, I'll be the one. I'll be the one to say it. And well, this is really just about this fight as a whole. And okay, I get that people wanted more out of this. And you know, particularly on like the writing and script side of things. And you know, that's an understandable stance to have. For me though, and I'm sorry if this is not the counter argument you want to hear, but if you're looking for that, you were never gonna find it here. Like I know that sounds like such a cop out response, but like, what do you want me to say? This like sometimes like. I think sometimes, and I'll say I'm a victim of this too, is that people. I'm trying to put this as respectfully as possible. I think people don't understand a sense of like charm, maybe not charm, but you get what I mean. There's something about something that's more simplistic. Simplicity is key, I guess is the word. I guess is the phrase I'm looking for. Like I wasn't expecting this to get into like a super deep character moment or anything like that. I think it's actually something that Ben talked about as well. Granted, in his case it was more about matchup pairings rather than fight scripts, but I think it applies to fight scripts too. Is that I think people are starting to care more about the crossover side of things than anything else. And like, yeah, the Death Battle does have two characters from different pieces of different franchises, you know, technically crossing over, but that's not what we're here for. And I think people have lost that a little bit. Like, if you want a crossover, go ask for a crossover and do that somewhere else. We're here for a fight. I'm probably not explaining this super well, but I think I don't know. I think a lot of people are focusing more on like character writing than fight writing. Because like I don't think like I don't understand why people wanted like it sounds to me like people wanted both Bakugo and Reze's stories like as in their entirety, maybe not in their entireties, but like their stories basically written into the fight when that's not what we're doing. We're having these two characters fight and one of them's gotta die, and that's basically the whole premise of almost every episode ever.
Right.
Again, this is probably not a great explanation like this of what I'm trying of the point I'm trying to get across. I think people need to realize and remember that Death Battle, yes, it has crossover aspects to it. Duh. But we're here to see them fight and kill each other. We're not here to see I don't know I don't know. I tried to think of some famous crossover and I couldn't do it.
I think maybe the best way to put it, it's a fight, not a fanfic.
Yeah, sure.
Like,
yeah, I think like
granted,
I didn't want to say fanfic because it makes it seem like I'm thinking people are saying they should make up like powers or whatnot. Or maybe not powers, but like Yeah.
I think I get what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Death Metal does have like crossover and fan fiction like aspects to it, but that's not what the show is all about. And I think a lot of people are starting to lose that idea. Like, I'm not here to see Bakugo have this like giant ass fight like he did with All for One against someone who turns into bombs and blows shit up. Like,
Sure.
And like, if that's not what you're in, if you're not into a more simplistic comparison, a more simplistic pairing like this, then honestly, maybe for you, this episode might have been screwed from the start.
Maybe.
I know that's a really not great like response, but like it's. I don't know what you want me to say. Like sometimes it like the phrase really does apply here is simplicity is key, and what this fight is we're seeing two characters who are known for blowing shit up, and sometimes that wouldn't, and at some point it's going to include one of them. One of them's gonna get blown up. So it's like, yeah. And like, if you were expecting anything, like, I mean, again, I'm not saying you shouldn't feel like if you don't like that that's all you got, then you don't like it, and that's gonna be the end of it, really. I'm not trying to say you aren't valid for feeling that way. I just think this is not the fight for you, and that's really all it should be. But I just see so many people, and I saw this for Miles Deku as well. I see so many people whenever they don't get a fight like that, it's like I'm waiting to see the characters. All I'm seeing is caricatures, and I'm just sitting here like, brother. This was never going to be a deep project. This was always going to be two characters blowing shit up because that's what they do. Like, yes, they have deeper stories, but that's not what we're here for. Like,
yeah.
So like, to me, when it comes to dialogue and characterization and whatnot, all that jargon, as long as they're not egregiously out of character, which, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm aware, neither of them are.
Yeah, so they're pretty spot on.
Like, as long as they're not egregiously out of character, I'm chilling. I don't know. What were you going to say?
I don't know. 'Cause obviously, like, I don't, like, obviously, I think, obviously, making sure the characters are in character, like, obviously, people are here to see Bakugo versus Reze. They're not here just to see, like, the functions of them.
Sure.
So I do think that is important. I do, like, I don't know. How do I put this? I think, again, just having, again, you just got to go in not expecting them to go as deep as, like, the stories that they're from. Yeah, obviously, like we said, you can't go in expecting the deepest story in a 3-minute fight, but it is obviously important to make sure they're still in character. And yes, again, I'm sure. How do I put this? I don't even know how to put it.
This would be written
yeah,
very differently if this was actually fan fiction.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Like, yeah, if it was like a full-on crossover story or fan fiction, whatever, it would have been a lot different. But again, you can't fit all of that into what they're trying to do here.
Yeah.
Like, again, they want to represent the characters as best as best they possibly can, but they can't get everything.
Yeah.
And I think that's really it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I really have to say on the matter. I hope I didn't piss too many people off when I called them out on the characterization earlier, but at the same time, whatever.
It is what it is. All right, so I guess auditory stuff then.
Yeah, I think so. Real quick, mic check. Richard, hello.
I'm here.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, so voice actors.
Yep. Real quick, I need to remember. This is probably not a great look. I need to remember the names. Okay. Trent Martin as Bakugo.
Yep.
I think he was perfect.
Yeah, I think I think he did everything right.
Yeah, no, he got the screams right. Yeah, that's really. I mean, I think that's the big thing you need in a Bakugo voice actor is to get them screams right, and I think he did. So, good job.
Yeah.
And yeah, he sounded a lot like his official VA. I am honestly kind of surprised we didn't get his official VA though. Not gonna lie. Like,
I'm not. I totally knew that was never gonna happen.
Yeah,
maybe because they did the cast. Maybe that's because they did the cast. But
well, also considering what was announced yesterday to be coming out in relation to MHA, I don't think. Yeah. I thought Trent did a great job too. I mean, I think he sounded good. Yeah, I don't know what else you want me to say.
Yeah, he sounded like he sounded like how you expect Bakugo to sound.
I will say my two favorite deliveries from him are definitely the leave them out of this line when Reise's killing the civilians. I thought he delivered that pretty good. And then my other favorite is him just, I don't want to say maniacally, but definitely laughing towards the end with the final kill shot.
Yeah, those laughters were really good.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah. He understood the assignment and he did it.
He did it damn well.
Right. And then we have Elizabeth Quedenfeld as Reze.
Yeah, Reze. Well, I also think did pretty well. It's maybe a little bit off her English VA, but I mean, you know, I again, she understood the assignment. She did well. She got the smooth sound of her voice really well. So I clap.
Yeah,
I'm happy. And like I said earlier, favorite delivery is how can I tell him that if I'm already dead? Like that.
Yeah.
That's a good shit.
Yeah, it's I actually remember seeing a review for this. It was a written review, to be fair. I don't remember who it was. Frankly, that's probably for the better that I don't. Someone said like Reze's dialogue was like more like seductive. I guess they got offended that it was like, are we giving a woman like the horny dialogue, I guess you can say. Okay. And I'm just sitting here like, first of all, what are you listening to? Because I don't hear it. Like, I guess in her deliveries, yeah, but like that's who Reze is.
Yeah.
Very much so. Very much so.
But like her dialogue is nothing like that. But it's like, yeah, that's how Reze sounds. Honestly, If you're hearing that, I think the problem here is you, buddy.
I was gonna say, I think that's more a problem with you, mate. But what?
I think you're the problem. You're trying to project onto this episode.
Yeah. But yeah, no. She did good.
Yeah.
We did do good.
I
Yep.
thought.
Yep. No notes. Good voice cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good voice cast for both. And
Yeah.
then the track.
Obviously, I wish there's more I could say, but what do you want me to say?
Yeah, no, they did good. That's
Yeah.
all you need. Really.
Yeah.
And then the track.
Yeah. Which,
okay.
Literally just
actually that
literally just called Bang Bang Bang. I think that's kind of funny.
actually, Bang is Makima's technique, so it's actually no, I don't care. Sorry. Nah.
If you care about that, dude, grow up.
Yeah, I'm being sarcastic.
I know you are, but I know a lot of people were actually like people were talking about that. People were talking about how explosions actually make a boom sound, and I'm like, brother, grow up. It's a freaking title. Who cares?
Yeah. I was also gonna say, okay, so I real quick, I was just gonna say this track has some Hedge of Tomorrow vibes in the way it sounds.
A little bit.
I can feel that.
It's a little more aggressive, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Honestly,
I'm not gonna lie. I think it did take a little bit longer to grow on me than a lot of people around me.
On its
But,
own, yeah. Okay. When I listened to it when I first watched the episode, I was like, okay, this is actually kind of sick. Like hearing it at the beginning, and then especially when Reze does her big explosion, I was like, okay, wow, I need this track yesterday. And then I got it, and then I'm like, okay, I still like it, but I don't know. There always felt like there was something off about it.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's like the autotune stuff, or maybe not autotune's the right word. I don't know, like all the like, I don't know what the right word for it is, but like the distorted sound makes it sound a little weird. Like, okay, I will say no notes on the chorus. Like in my mind, I keep singing to myself, "Ground Zero, bang, bang, bang,"
Yeah.
like that. Like that's catchy as fuck. Everything else, I mean, it makes like the lyrics make sense, and like it still sounds alright. But I do think if Brandon wanted to go this route, I don't know, pick a different vocal editor, whatever the word is, or like different sound to the lyric.
It's going for somewhat of like a EDM dubstep sort of sort of approach. And sure, like I guess I see why. I definitely let me say this. I've been kind of I don't know if maybe harsh might not be the right word, but I've been at this episode's defense pretty much this whole recording, and kind of like responding to those that aren't. Not you, Richard. You're great.
That's cool.
This is probably the aspect of the episode. This is probably the main aspect of the episode that I still like it, but I totally get why people don't.
Yeah, I'm that way too. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say like it doesn't have merits. Like I said, the chorus I really do like, but I don't know. There's something about everything else is a bit like, I don't know. Something could have been done, edited to make it sound.
Honestly, part of the track gave me vibes off of the Sukuna track that Brandon made, which is really good, by the way. Y'all need to listen to it. I got a little bit of vibes off of that. Funny because that's a JJK thing, and we're talking about a Chainsaw Man character. But anyway,
oh, the
irony. Actually, Brandon and Johnny just did an Aaron Yeager track. I need to listen to that more and more. Anyway, sorry, sidetracked. Yeah, I like the track. I think it's fine. Is it my favorite vocal track in the world? No. But again, I wasn't asking for that, so like I just want something that's good, and I got something good.
I will.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
No, you can go ahead.
I will say I am kind of disappointed that they didn't. I don't know. Maybe you tried to. I do kind of wish Bakugo's theme would have had a little more influence in this fight, in this track. But like I understand why not. And again, I still think it sounds pretty all right overall. So whatever.
Yeah. Right then.
Yeah. And honestly, I think that mindset I had earlier about like I'm not asking for anything much, I'm just asking for it to be good, kind of describes how I feel about this episode as a whole.
I agree.
It's like, I don't know. I mean, it also could just very easily be I'm not attached to either character, so there's that. But in my mind,
attached to one character.
But in my mind, I'm not. I was never asking for much. I knew this was going to be a very simple episode. It had simple written all over it. You just didn't see it.
Yeah.
And hey, if that's not your thing, it's not your thing. We can leave it at that. I wanted a pretty looking fight with big kabooms. Dare I say, I think I got. I like to think I got a pretty fight with big kabooms.
There you go.
I mean, it's not going to be my favorite episode. Sorry. It's not going to be in my highest of ranking. Sorry. I'm probably... the more time passes, the more I forget about it slightly. But that being said, I do appreciate the hard work that went into it. I like the analyses. I like the track. I like the acting. There were some moments in the episode I liked. There were things that I feel like could have been done better. Again, I think we just hit the nail on the head. This was a good filler. This was a good casual filler episode, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just this is probably not the casual episode to appeal to me, and if it appeals to ZDogg and to other people who really wanted it to be good and great even, then I take that as a W for the episode, because it shows that every episode is going to hit hard for somebody. Not everyone, but it's going to hit hard for somebody. And I'm happy I'm particularly happy now that for now, hopefully, that we can move on from no more JJK and My Hero fights. But, hey, it's still an entertaining ride. So, yeah, that's it.
I guess kind of leads into my thoughts. Yeah, no, I am very satisfied, obviously, as the biggest fan of both series and characters here, both sets of series and characters here, I should say. Yeah, no, it left me very entertained. I was very satisfied with how the characters were portrayed, how the analyses were handled, and yeah, I enjoy it. Maybe I could nitpick like one or two things that I feel could have been there, but whatever. I still enjoyed my time with it, and I'm happy to see both characters on the show in general. And you know what? I'll take it.
Yeah.
And
I
also,
definitely
I'm still on that high of calling that thing in the fight. So
I definitely think the idea that this is a casual episode, like, I mean, it is, but I feel like it is a little bit more than that. This is definitely, like, regardless of how you feel about it, I definitely think this is something, like, this is something the crew wanted to make good.
Yeah, you can definitely feel the passion.
Yeah.
Like,
This wasn't just an easy cash grab on a big popular Twitter debate. No, this is something they wanted to. This is something they wanted to do. This is something they thought they could do. They thought they could do it right. They thought it would be fun to do. And you can, at the very least, feel like it might be a bit passive aggressive to say an attempt was made, but they wanted to make a good episode. This was not just a cash grab for the sake of a cash grab.
Indeed.
There's thoughts. There's passion. In the simplest way, which is fitting for this episode, there's thoughts and feelings put into it.
Yeah. And those thoughts and feelings are very much appreciated.
Yeah.
That's all you can ask for.
And look, at the end of the day, regardless of how you feel about the pairing, Bakugo finally got on the show, so now we don't have to go through all of that hell again.
Right. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Finally, seeing Bakugo get his time in the spotlight is nice to see.
Yeah.
Regardless.
And hey, if you were disappointed and you want to see them try Bakugo again, honestly, keep up the requests. Honestly, maybe way later down the line, I would honestly be super down for Bakugo Genos. I think that sounds super cool.
There you go. Yeah. That, like I said, Genos, Rexplode, or Kyoko Sakura. Any of those sound neat. Just let more My Hero characters have their time in the sun.
I won't lie. I think I'm off the Rexplode train.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I don't mind. I get the pairing and all. I think especially after watching this episode, I'm like, oh, okay, so this is why they didn't do it.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I still think it has some merit, but I understand.
Yeah.
The aversion to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, though, get more My Hero characters in here. And you know what? Give us a Vigilantes rep. You won't. I beg. So,
you say you won't. Don't tempt them.
Yeah, you're right.
Honestly, I think obviously I'm not part of the fan base, so maybe I shouldn't be the voice here, but I think I'm honestly, if they want to do more, then do more. Don't let me stop you, but I think I'm set on My Hero for at least for a while.
Okay, yeah, I will say maybe give it a year.
Yeah,
maybe give it a year.
We got what's essentially we got two of the big three and then one of the biggest villains, all in the span of the year. Even ignoring that short time frame, we've covered a lot of the heavy hitters. So, then Todoroki and All Might have their episodes, and you can debate the quality. I don't stop. Don't care. Don't care. The fact of the matter is, those episodes exist.
Exactly. I think they're pretty well covered. I don't know. Maybe it's just the My Hero side in me that hopes that we still get more. But again,
sure,
I'm cool with it.
Yeah,
I'm cool with the series. Yeah, taking a nap, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, like I said, if they want to do more, do more. I don't care. I exaggerate nothing when I say this. I am strictly here for the vibes.
That's fair. Honestly, I will say I do wonder. I do kind of legit. All jokes aside, I do kind of hope they do consider a Vigilantes matchup, because I do feel like that would give a bit of a different vibe compared to the standard My Hero, plus different feats. So. Yeah. So so Koichi versus Peter Parker or Knuckle Duster Billy Butcher, anyone? No.
You're gonna put me through hell, aren't you? Anyways, so that's that. we went on for way too long about an episode that really should have been, yeah, this is good, or yeah, this is at the end.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Again. Damn it, we were too passionate again. What the hell?
Honestly, if you expected us to not over-explain our thoughts, you are on the wrong podcast.
I was gonna say, where the hell have you been for over 100 episodes?